Hello and welcome back to the channel this week. Sorry for the 2-week break. We had some things going on here. We've got me taking up skiing again, kind of getting in the way. Yeah, semi-retirement. Yeah, that's how it works. You go out and shoot a couple of photo jobs and then go skiing. And for me, it's ski racing, so a little bit different. And being out of shape didn't help. So anyway, this week we're talking about one thing that really has started to bother me a lot, and a number of people on the internet have been talking about it, and that is AI, or artificial intelligence. Now, you know that all of the software names out there that we all use, like Lightroom, Photoshop, Capture One, Topaz Labs, Luminar, they're all into AI real big time. And I gotta tell you, it's starting to bother me because people are doing things with this software they really shouldn't be doing, because it's starting to ruin the photo industry as far as the photographs that are produced go. Now, you know, when you start posting stuff on Instagram, or Insta-scam as I like to call it, Instagram, the photos look really overdone. Now, half the reason for that is because people are trying to make you be able to see them and react to them. Well, if you print this stuff, no one's going to buy it because it looks a little bit overdone. So my problem here is that I really don't like sky replacement. I don't mind a little bit of photo retouching where you take out small things here and there. And I got to tell you, I saw a video by Mark Denny. I really appreciate this guy. He does a wonderful job, but he must have taken out probably 5 or 6 things in one photograph. He took out a car, he took out you know, a sign, he took out all sorts of things. Well, I'm sorry, but they were there. It's reality. Deal with it. Okay, so you don't want a car in there. Wait till the car moves. You know, it's just stuff like that that drives me crazy. You know, landscape photography, I do it as a hobby. And I'm going to show you some images right now that really frosted me. And they're my images. And I went in there and fixed them up a little bit. And, you know, my good friend, Bill Fortney, he did the same thing to an image that looked almost exactly the same and sent it to all of us in a group that he has and said, hey, what do you think of this sky? This is when Adobe first came out with it. So I'm going to show you some images right now, and we're going to talk our way through them. So here we go. This first image is of Noble Light up in York, Maine, and this is the normal scene here. This is what I photographed on a morning back in June, and you can see that it's not a bad sky, but here we go. We're going to make it a little bit better or worse. Here's the next one, and this is done in Luminar Neo, and it's pretty interesting, I gotta say, but there are some problems with it. But the light's coming from behind the lighthouse, which is essentially where it was coming from before. And it's kind of extensive, but it's a complete replacement. Here's the next shot done with the same program. It's a little bit better, but it's, you know, it's still got some problems around the top of the lighthouse there. But it's not real, it's fake. And, you know, I don't mind it. It looks kind of cool. The next shot here was done with Adobe Photoshop, and it's a little bit over the top, but you know, complete sky replacement done with Adobe Photoshop, and I gotta say, it's a much cleaner look to it around the top of the lighthouse. But as you can see, this is really kind of over the top as far as I'm concerned. So one thing that I don't mind using is the Content Aware Remove tool in Lightroom. And at the top of this image, you can see a tree trunk that is, it's kind of bothering me. So I decided that I would take that out, and the Content Aware Remove tool did a really good job. You can see that in this next image. You can see here that the image is gone at the top of the frame, and it makes for a much more pleasing image. You know, these are things that I don't mind doing, taking out things around the edges. But you know, major portions of images that are stuck in there, no. Now, this next shot is the shot that I did of the river otters at the Ipswich Wildlife Sanctuary. and I shot it at 12,800 ISO, and there's a lot of noise in this image, and it's a little bit overexposed, and quite honestly, it needed some help. So I put it into Topaz denoise and also into Topaz sharpen, and I darkened it up a little bit and took down the highlights a little bit. And it actually is a pretty good save. You know, for what it was, it's actually pretty good. Now, actually, what I might do is I might try and print this and actually see what it looks like and see if the noise is controlled and how nice the sharpening is. So as you can see, these images that I just showed you are have been adjusted a little bit. And you know, I guess what really bothers me the most is the oversaturation, the over vibrance, maybe a little bit too much DAs, you know, things like that. I can understand where people get carried away, but as they get further along in their photographic career, they understand that it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be. Your sunsets and your sunrises don't need to be crazy wacko. They can be toned down a little bit so they look more normal. And yep, I know, sunrises and sunsets can be really crazy. So just try to keep it real. That's all I'm talking about. You know, in my workshops, I teach less is more. I teach people to work on creating their own presets with their own types of photographs so it fits their style, not purchase them from Serge Ramelli or somebody else where there's hundreds of them, where you just scroll through, oh God, I like that one there. Oh my Lord. So anyway, I tend to get a little bit crazy about this subject because it's so near and dear to my heart here. Now, I want to tell you, I know people are going to say, it's my art. I can do with it what I want. Yes, absolutely. You can do whatever you want with it. Just don't ask me to look at it. Now, here's the thing. I also want you to comment about what I've said here, because I know a lot of you feel differently about this, and please let me know. And it's fine. You know, everybody has their own opinion about this, and I just think it's getting way out of hand. All these companies that I mentioned have all been trying to outdo each other. And, you know, for instance, the photograph that I showed you of the river otters, I took it at 10,000 ISO, and I used Topaz denoise and sharpen to fix it up a bit, just for Instagram, because I'm sure as heck not going to print the thing. Oh, and I used gigapixel AI as well, which made it much larger. And the results are pretty amazing, and it was a save, but just for Instagram. So, hey, you know, whatever you're going to use it for, I guess it's all right to do it in some cases. But to me, overdoing it really is over the top. So anyway, if you like this video and you wouldn't mind, please subscribe and like and maybe even share it. That would be great. And get the conversation going, and maybe we can get these photo editing companies to slow it down a little bit. Pretty soon everything's going to be replaceable. I love the ads on TV for Google's Pixel. Replace this, replace that, delete this, delete that. Unbelievable. It's just getting completely out of hand as far as I'm concerned. Like I said, don't mind taking out small things here and there, but I like to leave it real if I can. Try and capture it in the camera. So, if you wouldn't mind, please comment. Let me know how you feel about this subject, because everybody has their own way of looking at it. That would be great. And remember, it's not what you photograph, it's how you photograph it, and we'll catch you next time.